Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft BroodWar upload. And today we have a game between Zero and Bisu here on Python. Yes, this is an observer. It's not a not a three-player game. And he's lifting off his command center and killing off his SCVs. No, you're supposed to kill off your SCVs. Alright, so I'm having a hard time finding high-level StarCraft BroodWar remastered replays, so I went to bwreplays.com, found this replay, but it is the old style BroodWar. And I figured, you know what? My brain doesn't process that BroodWar Remastered is prettier than old BroodWar when there's action going on, so hey, maybe that's the same for my subscribers. If not, then too bad. This is what I'm casting. Alright, so a ZVP between Zero and Bisu played fairly recently, actually. This one has a date on it from August, which is just like a few weeks ago? A few days ago now. Excuse me, a few days ago now, as the calendar goes. Which, okay, feeling good about that one. So we are going, looks like you're going to go for something of a hatch first here for the Zerg player. Although, you know what? I always forget how slow this is. We're 1 minute and 15 seconds and he's just getting 200 minerals. He is getting an Overlord popping just now. So yeah, he's going to continue making drones. That is a good tell. If an Overlord's on the way, then it's not going to be a pool first play out of the Zerg player. Probe comes right on in, sees exactly what is going on. Sees no extractor, sees no pool, says, thank goodness there are no early lings coming out to kill me. That is a bad situation for me to experience. I can't zoom out crazy anymore, or zoom in, actually, at all. You know what? I was watching some Artosis. I watched some Artosis highlights when he was playing BroodWar and explaining kind of how things worked, because he's from back in those days. And he had an awesome replay interface. Up in the top right, it had both the players. It showed their supply. It showed their bank. It showed a lot of great stuff. APM was there too, and I was like, well, how do I get that? But I didn't ask. I need to ask. So somebody in the comments remind me to ask how to get that awesome replay interface for BroodWar games, because I would love to have that so much. It might just work for Remastered, which is okay. I can live with that. Drone trying to expand. He has 300 minerals, but the stupid drone is making life impossible for him right now. Oh, great juke. Can he get it? Yes! Oh, that was so close. That was so close, but he gets it like a boss. Good job, Zero. Good job, Mr. Zero. Lings on the way. A triplet of lings. Actually, wait. There are 6 of them. So, a sextuplet of lings. A sextet of lings. I think is how that actually works. I know words. I understand words very, very well. So, Zerglings are heading on out, but we do, in fact, have a forge. We've got cannons coming up to protect this Nexus in a perfect position, as Bisu's playing this game for so long. So long. He can do this in his sleep. I bet he has dreams about playing StarCraft BroodWar. That would be actually... I have those dreams and they're never good. I always suck and it's really stressful in my dreams. I just lose because I get hammered by something I didn't see coming. And it's probably impossible in the real game, to be honest. Look at the timing on this cannon. Cannon shows up just perfectly in the nick of time to chase these lings away. The other one comes in and gateway up to protect this guy. There were probes in position in case the lings went for their run by. Protoss players learning BroodWar. This is it, man. This is how you do this thing on this particular map. Every map is different. Understandably, is he throwing up another hatch at the bottom of the ramp leading into his mains? That's a macro hatch, and also going to be there to throw up some kind of defense to connect the creep between his main and between his natural, and maybe throw some creep colonies down here as well. Alright, so I've been working really hard at keeping my BroodWar terminology and my StarCraft terminology separate. Separate in my brain. So if I mess up, please forgive me. I'm doing my best over here. I think I've improved a lot since when I started casting BroodWar for the first time in a long time. Actually, first time ever, I guess. Yeah, first time ever, I'd say. Again, watched a lot of BroodWar. I keep having to say this, but you guys, I'm not completely new to BroodWar. I've been playing original StarCraft since 1998. And I was watching pro stuff as recently as 2008, 2009 until StarCraft came out, StarCraft 2, and then I just stopped watching BroodWar entirely the last 7 years. And I understand how this works, but names escape me. Certain strategies do tend to escape me, and so please forgive me. I'm learning as I go, relearning as I go how this works out. Watch a lot of PvT, actually. Anyway, got these lings making sure that nobody comes out of this base of Bisu's without Zero knowing about it. Are these SCVs dead? I think they're dead. Can't see them because they're hidden by this command center, but that's how you do. if you're observing. Actually, probably better to float the command center up into the corner, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Pylon coming up inside the main base. Cybercore is done. Stargate on the way. All right, Corsair, a great unit against Zerg. Killing Overlords with the Corsairs is much fun. A lot of fun if you happen to be a Protoss player. Not as fun if you're a Zerg, turns out. Lair just about done, which means we could go for Mutalisks, which are pretty bad against Corsairs. So maybe not those. Robotics facility coming in too. Possibly for shuttles and Reavers. There's a lot of options available here to Bisu. Dragoon killing Scouting Overlord, which does see the Stargate, which does know that Corsairs are in production. Really no surprise there at all. I'm sure Zero is, his surprise face is actually nothing right now. His face is showing no surprise. Hydralisk then coming on up. Hydras against Corsairs. Wonderful, as Corsairs cannot shoot down. Hydra is also very good against these Dragoons. So Mass Hydra in this situation, not bad, but that's where things like Storm come in. That's where things like Reavers come in. That's why this robotics facility is in production. Got to have that splash damage, that real hard splash damage against the Hydralisks, as they are glass cannons and will die very easily if they are allowed to die easily. The Overlord doesn't have speed. I guess that layer is just barely done. The upgrade is not actually coming up here, so Corsair gets his first kill. I think Corsairs are dudes. That looks like a dude. He looks very angry. And he sounds like a dude too. If you could hear the click on the unit sounds and replays, it would sound like a dude. Hydralisk getting some shots off on the Corsair. Another Hydralisk here too. Two Hydralisks, pretty scary against the Corsairs. He's Overlord hunting, and there aren't any in the main to kill, surprisingly. Where are they all? I guess they're all hanging out here with the Hydralisks by this natural base, which makes a lot of sense. Corsair sees the command centers for a second, says, wait, there's a Terran in this game? No, there's not. Nope, and a third hatch coming up way down on this right side here from Zero. Is it going to get scouted? The Corsair doesn't scout it. Oh no, Corsair. You were 2 seconds away. All right, there's your shuttle. What's the shuttle? Shuttle's got a probe. So he's going to go out to expand using a shuttle. And there's the Reaver, as we do have a robotics bay somewhere. There it is, down here inside the main base. Shuttle speed coming up for our Protoss player, Bisu. Who's going to sneak, unload, and expand down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Corsair count is currently 2. Oh, just kidding, 3 running around, and does actually find these Overlords. Scourge are so good. Mutalisks are actually a tech of choice here for Bisu. I guess if you split them well enough against the splash damage, you're going to be okay. Scourge are so fast. You guys look at them go slowly. Are they closing that gap, or is that the same? Might be the same. I've looked this up before. I think the speed for Scourge and the speed for Corsairs might be exactly the same thing, which means if you're running, you better not stop. You better not stop. Mutalisks here. They can fly around. They can outrun the Corsairs. Oh, don't do that, though. Don't take that splash damage, you guys. Look how injured they are already in the red. Guess that was technically in the green, but a couple of them are pretty hurt. Anyway, Slower Lords still moving out. Is he getting the upgrade for speed? No? Okay. He doesn't want his Overlords to be able to run. That's okay by me, ladies and gents. Another hatch coming up in the natural. That's more macro hatch stuff, which, again, there's no shame in macro hatches. They're almost necessary at these high levels, because you don't have additional larva injects. You just get as much larva as you get from a basic hatchery, and it's not enough. If you're on 3 bases, it is not enough to allow you to spend all the money that you're getting here. Ling's still hanging out. Bisu's still deciding not to go out quite yet. This Corsair group is pretty intimidating, and they're all stacked on top of each other, but I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8-ish? 8-ish in here, hard to tell. Shuttle with double Reaver in it. That's what you want. Double Reaver against, real bad against flying units because they can't hit flying units. Good against Lings. Good against Hydras, but it actually just made a few Hydralisks. Why are these Overlords heading out? I guess they're scouting. Once again, slow Overlords is just so, there's your speed. There's your speed on the way for the Overlords. It's just going to take a while to get there. Just like the Overlords will take a while to get anywhere. Corsairs finding the Overlords. No, Overlords. Blah, dying so quickly. Corsairs getting hit by... picking off the Scourge. What a play. What a play. They do have Disruption Web, which stops any static defense inside the web for a few seconds here. So good against Hydras just because they're counted as ground stuff they can attack up or attack in general. It just disables any, is it any ranged unit inside them? I'm trying to remember exactly what that is. Somebody will correct me, I'm certain. Corsairs flying around, finding more Overlords, and that is going to supply block Bisu. Actually, Reaver's tossing down their Scarabs. here, and oh, exploding prematurely. Well, not prematurely, exploding before it hits anything. Anyway, more overlords dead. The Zerg player hurting real bad here. This Corsair group is really angry. Reaver drops at the main base. Get out, drones. Oh, and they do. Look how stupid the scarabs are. Oh, exploding harmlessly as the drones all got away. There's a drone. There's a dead one, so that's good. Hydralisks scaring the Corsairs away. Mutalisks not really doing the job. But they're here just to escort this shuttle, basically, and kill overlords as they find them. Speed is done, which is nice. Hydralisks trying to pick off these Corsairs as best as they can. That's a sunken colony. And that is going to be, there we go, sunken colony upgrade on that creep colony. Getting some shots off, as it can do. And basically, Bisu just has Zero kind of running around in circles right now, trying to chase this thing down. It is so fast. These units are stupid fast, but it looks like he decided to kind of gather at the front door of this natural base of Bisu. Third base is ready to rock. Somebody made the point that if you pull up the vision of these players, and for example, say I only want to see Zero's vision. Hang on, I gotta get rid of that guy too. Yeah, so it doesn't remember buildings. So that's not a good way to tell what's been scouted, unfortunately, as I was using it in the previous week. So again, thanks for correcting me, whoever that was. I do appreciate getting feedback on the stuff that I'm doing wrong and stuff I am unfamiliar with when it comes to casting BroodWar, because I am pretty darn new to it, as you can obviously tell. Corsair count getting pretty big. They got +1 attack on those air weapons. More overlords dead. I really wish I could tell how many overlords have died, because the numbers got to be pretty stupid high right now. Scourge trying to find these guys. Can't do it. Flying around almost in circles. Corsairs swinging on up to this third base location. The Mutalisks intercepts. Don't want to do that. Mutas don't want to intercept. A lot of Hydras on the ground, though. This is a really big deal. He actually is at 100 supply compared to 135. So Bisu looking strong, but this Hydra army looks pretty intimidating, if you ask me. If I were a Protoss player, I would not like it at all. Reavers need to get some good hits, but Dragoon's pretty terrible, honestly, against Hydras. Upgrades help. And they don't have any upgrades except for the range, which is suicide. If you get any number of Dragoons without the range upgrade, you're just in a lot of trouble. In a lot of trouble. Overlord down. Wow. These Corsairs are not messing around. I guess there are a whole bunch of them. Scourge. Nope. Target fired and murdered, and the Mutas can't do anything. Bisu, I don't know. As long as this army can't be dealt with, and Bisu's APM right now is 240, I really don't see how this is going to turn into anything other than a Protoss win, but I guess it's early yet in the replay. The Hydras, if they can catch the Corsairs, they're going to be just fine. Mutalisks getting some decent shots off on them. And stacking up, just that's the best DPS. Yes, you take splash damage, but it's the best way to hit as hard with the tiny window of attack that you have with Mutalisks. Hydras, there you go, getting some nice shots off. I don't think they've actually killed a Corsair, but they have caused some damage to them. But again, shields recharge, so if it's not death, it really doesn't matter. Hydras are still sitting on 0/0 upgrades, but they're working on +1/+1 here at the Evolution Chambers back at the base. Woof, Reaver wrecked something. Does it look like Hydralisk blood to me? Hydra count getting high. 126 supply to 169. Zerg player is down, but once again, this Hydra army just seems real scary. What are these overlords doing? Do they have drop? They might have drop. Based on the fact that they're all coming down here, I think this is going to be a Hydra drop sneaking into this third base. And the Corsairs will be able to do nothing about it because there are so many Hydras. Yes, that's the load up sound. All right, so these guys have the drop capability. And he brought enough overlords for most of the Hydras. There are still a few remaining here. Going to kind of try to sneak down to the third base. This fourth base is up. I think this Ling can see it. I'm pretty sure the Ling can see that. And there we go. It's going to be Dragoons and High Templar with Storm against these Hydras. But guess what? Big old drop. Fourth base is dead. There is no saving this at all. But guess who's going for the base race? It's our Protoss player, Bisu. Zealots with +1 attack. Taking down Hydralisks from close range, which is exactly what you want to do. Got 4 Reavers here. Got several High Templar. So yeah, third base is gone for Bisu, but guess what? Natural base is gone for 0. Main base is effectively gone for 0. He does have 2 other bases along the right side, which is nice. But he's losing stuff hard. Can he possibly get inside the main? Not with these Corsairs here defending this high ground. Nope. Not going to happen at all. Are they trapped? The Hydras might be a little trapped. They can't get out without flying, and the Corsairs are basically saying, daring them to. Storms on the drones! Oh, the Psionic Storm. Seems a little bit unnecessary. I guess you could drop... Yeah, trying to evacuate them using Overlords. +1/+1 now done for these ground units. For Bisu attacking right in the front. We are base racing it, ladies and gentlemen. Hydralisks right at the natural base. There is no splash splash damage units to deal with this. And he did manage to get the Hydras inside the main. Where did the Corsairs go? Corsairs must have left. I don't know where they are. So yeah, total base race. Main base gonna fall. Natural base looks like it's gonna fall. Corsairs cleaning out the mutas though pretty nicely. There's only one of them remaining. I think there's one muta remaining. Hydra's trying to pick off the Reavers and the shuttle, but Say the Reavers 5 kills and 2 kills there. That's a lot of dead Hydra sound. These Hydras still going to town on what remains of the main base of Bisu, which is actually quite a bit of stuff. Their DPS isn't as good because they don't have the upgrades that they possibly could have at this point in time, because their evolution chambers died before they could actually finish those upgrades. Yeah, I feel like the Protoss player has this thing. It is 76 to 142 supply. Yeah, this handful of Hydralisks here inside the main, they are fighting valiantly, but they are backed into a corner by Zealots, by Dragoons, and again, Zealots pretty great as long as they can hit you in the face. And they are here. So I really don't see how Zero comes back from this thing. That was just a ridiculous attack. Extremely strong. Yeah, he's expanding again, which is nice, but more Reaver stuff. Oh, took out the shuttle, though. That was all right. I don't know what this was. Was that going to be a spawning pool? Yeah, that was a spawning pool. Oh, spawning pool picked off. Can only make Mutalisks. Has a lot of money, but I don't know if he can deal with mutas just because of how many Corsairs there are in the sky right now. Dragoons going after these Overlords. Not supply blocked is Zero because he has so few units remaining. Hydras, again, straight up against Dragoons, not what you really want, unless you outnumber them as severely as this, and you have better upgrades, which, indeed, Bisu does. High Templar sneaking on in with their Psionic Storm, as it is available. Dragoons taking it, and that's it. Zero is out, leaves the game, and Bisu is your victor. Yeah, I mean, what would it be? 70 to 143 supply. This army was insurmountable. Yeah, there were some mutas popping, but there were enough Dragoons, there was enough Storm. I don't know where the Corsairs are. Here they are. They're back. They're close enough. They can get there soon if necessary. And he'd reestablish his main base. He still had a 4th base that I'm not entirely sure Zero was aware of, though he should have been. Honestly, should have been. But the Protoss gets your win today. So great job by Bisu pulling it out. That looked scary for a minute there, but he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. And he made it work. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft BroodWar upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.